What is up, everybody? It's Verse here today. And we have to talk about this ridiculous Sony fanboy post right here, who states that the only gamers who benefit from the Microsoft buying Activision are those who want to rent Call of Duty on Xbox Game Pass. So that is a a portion of the truth, but that's not the entire truth because once this deal goes through, we're gonna finally see Call of Duty games back on Nintendo platforms. So, they have been on Nintendo platforms since like the Wii generation, I believe. I don't know if they was on Wii, but definitely the Wii generation. I don't know if they were on Wii U, but Wii for sure, which is a long time ago. So these games have been on Nintendo in a while. So if you are a Nintendo fan, or mostly Nintendo gamer, you're gonna finally see Call of Duty games back on that system. You're gonna see actual possibly Spyro games and the Spyro games being made again because the people who make the Spyro games are forced to make these Call of Duty games. I think the name of the name of the studio is called Toys for Bob. They've been forced to make Call of Duty games to make the Call of Duty games. So it's like really, you got the people who made the Spyro games just not doing anything right now. So hopefully, when this deal goes through, they can be back to making actual Spyro games instead of Call of Duty. But yeah, there's several other incidents that can happen once this deal goes through. But this guy says, hey, the only benefit is just that you could just play Call of Duty games on Game Pass, which, I mean, that is a good benefit, but there's more to it than just that. So let's see what other people have to say about this nonsense. It's not true. I just want WoW. Okay. One or more resources for think like Tony Hawk, Heretic, Hexen, Crash, Spyro, Prototype instead of 8 studios working on one game. Yeah, exactly. You could probably revive some of these older franchises like I don't know about Tony Hawk. I don't know. I guess they could probably revive Tony Hawk. Yeah, for example, all these games you listed, especially Prototype. I don't know about Activision, but Prototype was a fun game from 360 generation. It might possibly come back. Who knows? It's like I'd rather have Microsoft owning Activision so they can actually use these IPs that's been dead for a long time and actually possibly bring those back if people voice their opinion out there. They're just Activision just sitting on some of these IPs just doing nothing with them. Or just forcing these developers to make Call of Duty. And then since the game practically dies every year when the new one comes out, how is this a bad thing? Yeah, I don't know how this is a bad thing. Like, they're literally trying to make this a bad thing that, hey, if the games do go to Game Pass, it's like, why is that a bad thing necessarily? Um, Xbox offers Sony PlayStation to put Call of Duty on PS Plus. All consumers win. Yeah, even Xbox made a deal to PlayStation to put their Call of Duty games on PS Plus if they wanted to. So it's like, I'm not seeing how anybody loses in this scenario. It's like it's only a win for the gamers. I don't understand why somebody be against this. But blowing $70 on a 67-hour campaign while also having a free to play multiplayer component is totally worth it. Yeah. It's like this only benefits gamers overall, but Sony fanboys trying to make it seem like it won't benefit gamers was very strange. And PC players, so we no longer have to wait a year for content locked on PlayStation. Also, Nintendo, very true. I almost skipped over that. Yeah, it's true because Sony make these exclusive deals which allows content on their service, so you don't have to worry about that anymore if this deal goes through. Also, Nintendo, so they can get some Call of Duty games too. You may now resume crying. I mean, the 30 million people that subscribe to Game Pass will benefit. That's a substantial amount. Yeah, it's like screw those guys. Apparently. They're going to get a big surprise when Xbox raises prices and only releases older Call of Duty games on their Xbox Game Pass. I mean, it might increase Game Pass prices. It's not like it's not a possibility that won't happen. It's like, and so what? All subscription service prices increase in general, so why does it matter? And they don't have to buy Activision for that, so they can sign a deal like Microsoft has with EA Play. Yeah, I don't want to pay $40 for a 4-hour campaign. Facts. I was like, if you only play Call of Duty for the story modes, then you're just definitely wasting money paying $67 just for a 6 hour campaign. I don't think most people want to do that. So I think this would probably be a better alternative for people who don't want to pay that much money for a 6 hour campaign at most, if they don't care about the multiplayer component. Yes, they're saying this will bring more choices to the game world. How, in any way, shape, or form? Microsoft will probably make certain games exclusives, which limit choices for everyone who doesn't own an Xbox or PC. I'm not against exclusives, but this is monopolization. This is a monopoly now. That the main game that they're complaining about is Call of Duty is not going to possibly not be on PlayStation after like a decade. Really? This hasn't even actually been the action so far. People said this when they bought Minecraft, and instead they put it on every platform. Starfield was actually the first acquisition in a long history where they chose not to. They are even saying they will put Call of Duty on Switch. Yeah, they're gonna put Call of Duty on every platform, so I don't see what the big deal is. Well, at least Sony has a decade, which is a long time. So I mean, I don't see that. I don't see the big deal with this. Who the F cares? And F, yes, the F. Who doesn't want to spend less money on games like Call of Duty each year? Apparently, spending less money is a bad thing, though. Uh, y'all just want to spend money. Then you call people broke because they're trying to get the best deal possible. You know that's how rich people stay rich, right? By spending the least. Kind of true. If the next Call of Duty is trash, it's simply deleted from my SSD without having to spend the 70. You, on the other hand, you got GameStop giving you $34 for your copy. Hmm. Yeah, they're fine with they're fine with paying full price, then trading in if they don't like the game. But if you could just rent the game for a cheap price each month, they find the paying full price is trading in the GameStop is a better option than just renting the game if you don't like the game. It doesn't make any sense to me, but LOL, why are you crying? There are these ponies such as yourself that will buy the game for a price and Game Pass members get it with the subscription. Everyone's happy. Yeah, you literally have options. So I don't see why they're so butthurt about it. Why do you hate that Game Pass saves people money? Oh, I understand. You know Xbox is doing well and hate that it's doing just fine as a platform. Your worship of Sony's PlayStation is deep in your heart and Xbox threatens your emotional attachments. Okay. Um, so I'm guessing you didn't hear that Phil is okay with Call of Duty being on PS Plus Extra and Premium. Oh, facepalm, of course not. A pony helping Sony make money, that's not a thing. The only gamers who don't benefit from Microsoft buying Activision are those who only platform is PlayStation. They still benefit because Microsoft they said they would do a deal with PlayStation to keep the game on PlayStation, and they can even put it on PS Plus if they want to. But Sony just against it, so they still will benefit from it. Like literally every game on every platform benefits from this deal. So ratio of gamers who benefit against gamers who don't is 20-1. After all the disgusting reports coming out of Activision Blizzard, I don't care who buys the company, just save the sinking ship. Yeah, wasn't that the major focus too? Whether the company was just so horrible, how they were just treating their employees, the female employees, and uh, the people of different races and cultures there. It's like, should you want them to be? Should you want the old leadership that's in Activision Blizzard to go and Microsoft buy the new company now? I guess I thought that was a major concern, but I guess that's not anymore. That's with these Sony guys. I guess that's not. Uh, Man, there are some dumb comments out there, but OMG, this guy. Imagine being so naive and short-sighted enough to believe this. Yeah, they believe that nobody's benefiting from this. Only the people who just want to run Call of Duty games. So it's like it's doing a major benefit from the industry as a whole. So what is this guy talking about? Underdogs who have no problem spending $77 billion on buying two publishers. Please tell me how a $1 trillion company is an underdog, because Sony has been in the lead console spot for multiple generations. It's pretty obvious to understand. Like you see how the console outsells everybody else's, so it's pretty obvious to see why they're the underdog in the situation. Again, it is not Sony's fault that you have not been able to produce a steady stream of high quality award winning games. when it's like most of Xbox first party is highly rated. So what is the guy talking about? That is not true. Casual gamers buy a console in 3 games. GTA 5, the newest FIFA, the newest Call of Duty. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard and made Call of Duty Xbox exclusive. A ton of people will buy their next gen console in 5 to 7 years by default. That's an insane advantage. Very true. The average person does just buy casual games. They buy like around 3 games, and most just like the most casual games out of the bunch. So that's a pretty true statement right there. Who doesn't? Is free Call of Duty. Not free, but you do get it at a cheaper cost. Ponies just need to suck it up. Your hatred towards the Game Pass are the most stupidest things ever. It really makes no sense because these hypocrites probably use Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, movie membership, or whatever. They have no problem renting movies, but when you rent a game, it's just doom and gloom. It's just doom and gloom. And apparently they have just never heard of Blockbuster or these video game rental stores before in the past, before Game Pass existed, or GameFly or whatever, but now they just have this big issue with Xbox doing rental services. It just makes no sense. And the gamers who want to subscribe to Game Pass for $10 a month instead of buying Call of Duty on PlayStation for $70. Okay. Who's going to tell them that you can buy games from Game Pass? You have that option too. You can even get the games at a discount. Fanboys love to talk about a service while not knowing how it works. On PC Game Pass, I purchased a few games from the service and I buy PlayStation games from Steam. Okay. Or able to get it on PS Now/PS Plus or play it on their Switch. Frankly, put it on Nintendo Online as well. Let's not forget as many exclusives that Sony kept from gamers on PC in the weight box. Okay. But yeah, this post makes zero sense. And this guy got roasted in the comment section, rightfully so, because they just say the most dumbest things. Like apparently there's going to be no benefit from gamers other than just renting Call of Duty games. It was like it's going to be a major benefit for gamers over in all different platforms. I don't know who's not benefiting from this deal. But yeah, Sony fanboys want to try to be gatekeepers to make sure this deal won't go through. But it's most likely going to go through, so they're going to be even more salty, which is like it's only benefiting them in the long run. So I guess after maybe like a decade, it won't benefit them. But for right now, it's benefiting everybody. So that's all that matters. But I'm going to conclude it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like for this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace.